What is going on, guys? Evil Tactics here, bringing you another video. And this time we're going to talk about something that I really feel that we should have been talking about a while ago. And I just have not known how we're going to talk about it and the words. So it's taken some thought, some more playing of Update 11. And I think I finally have it for you guys. So, Update 11's been out for about a month. A little longer, I want to say. And the update is amazing. Probably one of the best ones they've put out. And I don't say that lightly. Not at all. We've seen AT guns have now become useful. Medium tank warfare is now a thing. Medium tanks are now more relevant on the battlefield and more useful on the battlefield than they were in the past. AT rockets have kind of been changed in a certain aspect of things because we don't see as many. I mean, yeah, we still see a lot of satchels, which is nuts, and don't even get me started on wheat fields. I hate wheat fields. I have nightmares of being in a tank driving through a wheat field because of this game. But I digress. One of the best things they did in Update 11 was the introduction of the Panzer IV. Or PZ4 as I'm going to call it throughout the rest of this video. The PZ4 replaced the Panther. The Panther was a great tank, but it felt misplaced. It felt too overpowered. And when you were going up against a Panther, and you were in a Jumbo 75 or a regular M4 Sherman medium tank, you were outgunned. You were out-armored. That thing would kill you outright. Well, not so much against the 75. But if you were in any other tank, a T-34, an M4, you were screwed. Hands down. So with that being pulled for rework, whether it's just armor or it's just the smart textures, I think it's a little bit of both. Because for the love of God, don't change the way that engine sounds on that Panther. Please. Please, developers, don't change it. I love it so much. But we now have tank-on-tank warfare, where one is not better. Yes, it still matters on who's the top gun, who gets the first shot off. That's always going to matter in tank-on-tank combat. Now, the T-34, I think, needs some love. Really does. It needs to be made like the T-34 actually was. Because when the Panzer IV came up against the T-34 in World War II, it gave the Germans a run for its money. It doesn't do that in Hell Let Loose. It gets stomped on by any tank on the battlefield unless it's a recon or a Lux shooting at you. And that's one thing I wanted to go over quickly too. The Panzer IV needs a little bit of love too. While it's a great tank, it looks amazing. Well job on the modeling of that tank. It gets stuck on a lot of things, which the developers are aware of, and they said that that's one thing that they're looking into. But it's got the best commander port view ever. I mean, if you pay attention in this video, you'll see that when I turn around and look in the Tiger that we're in, my view's obscured when looking behind the tank. In the PZ4, I can see all around that tank. No problem. It's awesome. The Panzer IV is quick. It is maneuverable, which developers stop neutering the American tanks. They were known for their mobility in World War II. The M4, which used to turn like the Panther, now struggles to turn. Stop. Stop slowing them down. Stop making them stupid. I was just thinking of a different word, but I can't say that one. Just stop neutering our tanks. But an M4 versus a PZ4, oh, that's going to be a fun match. Like I said, it's still going to matter on who gets the first shot. Same way it does in a 76 versus a Tiger. 76 got a quicker reload. So if the 76 gets that first shot, odds are, unless your next shot ricochets, you're going to kill that Tiger. But if you're unlucky enough to get a ricochet and that Tiger gets that second shot reload, you're dead. Shit, about to start heading your guys' way of BR1 keeps up its shenanigans. Now let's talk about AT guns. AT guns are now a viable threat on the battlefield. Before Update 11, if you weren't in a medium tank, you were safe. You were going to kill that AT gun. He was just going to bounce and annoy the crap out of you until you finally killed it. So AT guns now have the ability to kill any tank on the battlefield in 2 shots. Now, I will say that needs to be addressed right now, right off the bat. If a Tiger tank with an 88 takes 2 shots to kill a 76, the AT gun, which has a smaller caliber than the 76, should not be able to kill a heavy tank in 2 shots. Unless you are going to give us the upgrade ability to build an 88 AT gun, which would be awesome if they had the ability to upgrade them in the field. Now, should they take longer to put down and need a larger radius and be harder for placements? Yes. Should we be able to build AT gun bunkers? That would be awesome. The problem with the AT guns right now is anything they shoot, depending on, like, if it's a light tank, it's more or less a one shot. But it seems like everything that they shoot is a 2-shot kill. The problem with that is the AT guns at the current state, with a 2-man crew that knows what they're doing, can have a reload off every 4 to 4.5 seconds. While the tank, if he misses his first shot after taking one from an AT gun, is dead because of a 7 to 10 second reload. Now, do I think that tanks should be 4-man crews to have a loader? That would be cool. Give the tank with an experienced loader the ability to maybe get a half second to maybe a second off on that reload time. But that's just me. So AT guns now a viable threat on the battlefield. Awesome to hear. Awesome to see. I love going up against them. I love placing them and just being that annoyance on the battlefield, because before it was you worried about AT soldiers or satchels. Those were the biggest things you had to worry about, unless someone managed to get an AT gun up behind a tank or to the side of a tank. Now it doesn't matter. So they got to work on the damage output and the rework on the armor for the tanks a little bit. So I mentioned earlier that they keep neutering the tanks, and what I mean by that is the American tanks are becoming slower and slower. I mean, yeah, you slowed down the Tiger a little bit, even though these tanks could do 28, 30 kilometers an hour, you know. They've been down to 18 kilometers an hour is the nerf that they're seeing now, and their maneuverability has gone to trash. You know, the heavy tanks still turn pretty well, not as well as they used to, and the Panzer IV turns on a dime. But the equivalent for the Panzer IV, which is the regular M4, turns like trash. Like, you're killing a perfectly good tank, and a tank that was known in real life for being maneuverable. It was one of the things that it had going for it. So that needs to be fixed. So I don't really have too many gripes on that.
What is that OP marker?
But one of the other things that I really do love about Update 11 is, you know, they got a couple new guns. They got the FG42, which is a semi-automatic, well, actually fully automatic sniper. I mean, there's two versions. The sniper or the recon gets the one with the scope, which is completely broken right now. And the engineer gets, not the engineer. I don't remember the class that gets it.
Just supplies.
I think it's assault. Yeah, it's assault. Gets it without the scope. But as its current state, the optics are broken on it. Haven't seen a hot fix come out since making this video, and so that's cool. More guns, awesome. Not gonna complain about that. I am looking forward to current, according to the roadmap, they are looking at heavy machine gun emplacements, which give me my 50 cal. And please give tank commanders some other way to defend the tank rather than having to jump out. Like, while we can do that, fine. Or at least give other people on the tank crew a grease gun. That's what they were made for. I mean, but if the commander had a mounted 50 cal machine gun on the top of the tank, or even if it was the 30 cal, they'd be able to help defend the tank. Should they be at risk? You know, should they have to, you know, be outside of it exposed? Oh, of course. You don't want to, you know, you can't make it a remote operated gun. They didn't have remote operated guns, you know, but so far, everything in this update is amazing. The trench shotgun is another awesome shotgun. I have not had a chance to use it. I do have it unlocked. But just from what I've seen is, don't get out the receiving end of that within 50 meters. You're screwed. But that is my thoughts on Update 11 and why it's just a good update. Probably one of the best ones there. Minus minor glitches and some things that need to be reworked and quickly.
Absolutely.
Now, why do I love Hell Let Loose?
I think we can just roll straight to Forest.
I love World War II. And just history in general. It was one of my favorite subjects in school growing up. But I love Hell Let Loose because it's a game that has an atmosphere that most games can't deliver on. Whether you're on Foy like we are here, and you got that fog, and you just see a shadow or a silhouette of a tank or a player, don't ask me what this Stewart was doing. He had every chance to use his main gun, and he didn't do it, so he dies. But
The left side.
the atmosphere in this game is
Bomb on the left side.
one that's missing in so many other war games. And I'm so glad there is one that brings it. When you're in a tank for the first time and you're in your first matches and you haven't even experienced a bombing run yet, 5x AT gun, and you're in the tank and that bombing run lands on top of you and you're just going, holy cow, what is going on? Or like you just saw here, you know, a tank shell comes in and just nails right in front of the tank and just scares the crap out of you because you didn't expect it. You weren't looking for it. You don't get that in games. Like Battlefield, you don't get the team aspect of it. You don't have 3 people running a tank. You don't have your driver. You don't have your gunner. And you don't have your commander. You're doing all of it.
This blood is on your hands, sir.
And I love that they put that in there. And that's what leads into the atmosphere.
No, I was
Or
like, are you
when
sure you
you're
don't have a spot? No, drop it.
done streaming for the night or recording a video for YouTube and you go to bed and you start having nightmares of being in a 76 or a Tiger strolling through a wheat field. And the next thing you know, you're surrounded, taking AT rockets left and right, and you got a satchels trying to get placed on you, and you got to jump out, being the commander and having that submachine gun and defend your tank. No other game does that. Hell Let Loose does. And that is what makes it an amazing game, and one that I will continue to play for years to come. There's something that just draws you in, and I love it. But ladies and gentlemen, if you like Hell Let Loose and you enjoy this game, hit that like button. If you enjoy the content you're seeing in this video and you want to see more voiceovers of me talking about things I like and updates and whatnot, which I'll do anyway, but hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to grow this channel, and I can't do it without you guys. But I'm going to thank you guys for coming by. This is my thoughts on Update 11 so far and why I love this game. I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you on the battlefield. And stay tactical, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.
Never tried. I've seen people try. I just don't know if it's possible.